That's actually less WIPs than I thought. Is that a good thing? Or is it that I've just hidden some from myself? It's yarny ones. So, like, let's just, yeah. Hello everyone, Happy New Year. It is 2024 and I am starting the year as I mean to go on with a filming day. That is going to be my aim once. I'm aiming for once a fortnight. No. Yes, I'm aiming for once a fortnight. If I do once a week, win. If I do once a month, good enough. Hi, my name is Sophie, if you do not already know me, and welcome to the Spring Snowflake channel. I'm sitting down and actually talking to you today, and I'm going to talk to you, as the title of the video suggests, about what I'm taking into 2024 as a work in progress. Now, I just had a quick fumble with my brain going, should I also talk about the non-yarny projects? Because there are a number. But 1, 2, yeah. No, I'm not. But if I pick them up during the course of the however many few years, I am also about to have a giant declutter of my craft room because there's stuff in here that I have not touched in over a year, apart from to move it. And that's not sensible. It's not a sensible use of space. I now have stock to think about and resources for my business and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there'll probably be a video about it because I like to document the things that I do. Hi! Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. That is me in my craft room. I am filming this on a Saturday. My kid is downstairs playing, helpfully with some of her Christmas toys, so that's good. At least they weren't wasted. And, oh, my husband's just texted me. Hang on. Okay, he is away today. He is doing a high speed, hopefully not too high speed. He is doing a high speed drive-by of his father's in Suffolk. We live in Oxfordshire. So for those of you who are in the UK, you know there's quite a lot of distance between those two places, and he's doing it in a day, going there and coming back. So while he is not here, he's not the problem, the kid is. And while she's happy with her toys, we are going to talk works in progress. So I have, I don't know if you can see, in that corner there is one of those what they call Raskog carts from IKEA that every craft room has, apparently, or every crafter has. It is currently empty because I've unburdened it of all of the project bags, and they are currently down here. So I'm just going to pick a bag and start. I think I know what's in everything. First things first, this is my drag along project because it's easy. This is a little grey girl pyramid bag. I love these things for walking around with. I have multiples, although hilariously this is actually Amelia's, but she's forgotten it exists. So and in here are some stripy socks. They are currently being held in a very vintage little grey girl DPN holder. I have one that is 22. The yarn is the Yarn Badgers Wham Cal yarn from 2021, I want to say. It was a 21 stripe advent. This is the leftovers. I actually have a pair of socks in this words failing, in this colourway, in this stripe, that I love. I wear them all the time. But yeah, I am partially thinking, because I am this much away from this is a tube that I was doing, and I was going to turn it into an afterthought heel sock. This is the Umbrella Toe by Kay Jones. Please focus, thank you, in the contrast, which was a highly variegated yarn. It's very fluffy. This is BFL nylon, sparkle, really hard wearing socks. They're actually some of the most hard wearing socks I own, and I have 2 stripes left, which means I think I will get to the full 24. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. I'm at 21. I might not get to the full 20. I might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But even with cutting in a heel, this is going to be, for my size 7.5 feet, pretty short in the ankle. So part of me is thinking of cutting off this toe, unravelling the toe. I'm not going to cut it off and discard it, and turning them into mitts. Doing an afterthought thumb rather than an afterthought heel. Yeah. So I'll see how I'll get to the end. I'll knit all the way to the end of this yarn, and then I'll do a cuff in this. But actually that might save this yarn and give me enough to do a rib here, a tiny rib for a thumb, and then a rib for the wrist. But I think if I want, let's have a look. If I take it all the way to my fingers, let's turn it that way so you can see, all the way to the end of my little finger, that'd be quite a nice cut. I think I'm going to do that. Anyway, but yeah, this is my round and round and round knitting. I use so I've got the toe and a couple of stripes cast on the other one, but I just went round and round and round with this one. For all my socks, I use 64 stitches, 2.25mm needles, and I use the 2 needles, 2 circulars method, because I find it does not give me ladders at the side. DPNs give me ladders, even though I do really enjoy using DPNs, but my tension is not great with DPNs. And with Magic Circle, I get annoyed because when I drop the needle, I also have to drop my yarn, so I have to retension for each needle, each side of the sock, and it annoys me, whereas 2 circulars is my preferred method because it gives me the best of both worlds. So that is the only pair of socks I have going, interestingly. So let's go with accessories. In a Christmas bag by Mrs. Lamb's Yarns or Check Ellen. You can tell that this has not been touched for a while because it's in a Christmas bag and I did not get it out this Christmas. I don't know, reindeer DPN holder in here. My millet mitts, which is an Isolde pattern. It was in her Knitworthy 4 originally. That is what I bought the kit from Isolde 2020, maybe? And I'm there on one mitt. It's a lot. I've done a lot of work. But I just put it down and I don't know why. It's even got one of Corner of Craft's little, let's see if we focus on that, little mitten thingies. But yeah, I've got the kit that's the exact same colours that are on the cover. I really want these mitts. I may have to finish making them. But I'm only on first one and I haven't touched it since I started it. I'm not frogging it. Also because it's Rauma Phenol PT2, I think. And that stuff is woolly and does not like being frogged. Yeah, Rauma Phenol PT2. So it's a 4-ply woolly wool, like Icelandic wool. So that is staying as a WIP, and I might have to push it to the top. Okay, so it's going down there. Okay, next, the thing that I am actually working on and actually have kind of got some impetus for, although we've got to another boring bit, which is in my Stitches Tees Offcuts bag. I love this bag. It's roomy and the zip is big and chunky. In here is my Snowflake. Snowflake is a Stephen West knitted pattern. I've just shown you knitting so far, haven't I? Whoops. I am a crochet designer. I think actually you can tell I'm a crochet designer because crochet is work for me. I love it. It's fun. But when I'm choosing to make other people's patterns, I'm choosing to knit. Because if I'm going to be crocheting, I might as well crochet my own stuff and be designing and stuff like that. Anyway, it is all scrunched up on needles, but I have finished the brioche. I am so happy with the brioche. However, the brioche, another corner of craft stitch marker, the brioche is about 3 rows of brioche, therefore 6? Yes, 6 actual knitting rows of like over 300 stitches more that I've done. It's the right stitch count. I just have managed. Not sure. I am currently on, yes, the short row wings. So I've done one side. I am currently doing the other side. And then there's some more short row bits, and then there's some wavy bits, and then it's a huge bind off. So there's not a lot more to do on it. The yarn I'm using is Irish Artisan Yarns. It is her bamboo merino base, I believe. There might be some silk in here as well. I'm just about to finish the first blue skein. I have already finished I'm on second skein of the Belfast colourway. So the kind of grey variegated, grey, brown, green variegated is Belfast. I cannot remember what the blue is, but for me it represents the northern Ireland coast. So like the bit around Giant's Causeway. And I bought these 2 yarns to commemorate our trip to Northern Ireland. Not last summer, but the summer before. So I'm really happy with the progress I've made on it. It is not much like all of Stephen West patterns. Rome was not built in a day. I pick it up when I want to. I really wanted to finish the brioche between Christmas and New Year, so that was my aim. Did that. And now I'll pick it up when I'm kind of in the mood for garter, ridge, stripy short rows. I'm not pushing myself on finishing this. I do want it done before the summer, but yeah. Moving on to the other Stephen West that I have, which is actually between 2 project bags in my lovely Lydia. This is a wash bag. Yeah, it is. It's a wash bag by lovely Lydia. She prints the fabric herself and then makes them into bags. A lot of my notions pouches are from Lydia. This is my jig shawl puzzle, which is another Stephen West. I currently have it on 2 cables because I'm holding some stitches on this side with my ChowGoo cables, and then on this side I am currently doing a triangle around. I have got my Highland Coo needle stoppers, but yeah, so I'm currently on section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my jig shawl. I think there are 20 odd. Again, this is very much a work in progress that I pick up when I fancy some garter with a little bit of fancy stuff. And I haven't for a while. There's another, this just shows you my corner of craft stitch markers because everything I use is a corner of craft. I love it. But yeah, the rest of the yarn, so all I've got is, because there's 7 colours that I'm putting in here, which is all yarn held double. I only put in here the yarn that I'm using for that particular section, and then the rest of it, excuse me Bluey, I need to move my Bluey puppet. I don't know why it's in I don't know where the foot went. Oh, it went there. It's okay. Let's pick that up before I lose it and Amelia tells me off. Yeah, I have you'll see Bingo is up there. For those of you who are parents, Bluey and Bingo are the best. Their parents are better. But yeah, so the rest of it is in this tote bucket, which my lovely friend Laura sewed for me from a kit that I bought from Tracy at Thimble and Thread Make. Tracy has taken some time off in the last year, but she has started posting on Instagram again, so I hope she does. But yeah, so I bought the fabric, including the interior, and then Laura, beautiful Laura, from Sewn and Shown, stitched it for me because it had sat there for over a year before and I hadn't made it yet. But yeah, so the rest of the yarn is in here in little Wool Warehouse organza bags. I don't know why you are not in a bag. Why are you not in a bag? That is very unhelpful. Let's put you in a bag. There we go. I don't know why this one's so massive. Might have to see if I can find another one for you. Anyway, but yes, it lives in the yarn while it's waiting to go in there, and in this cubby. The way I store my WIPs, is that most of them go in that trolley, and then when they outgrow it, like the blankets, go in these 3 cubbies here. Okay, so let's put that one away. That is the jigsaw puzzle. Now, for all of these, I hopefully will have put up photos as either cutaways or picture-in-picture. Yeah. Right, those are my accessories. Yes, let's go for soft things. In this giant bag, which tells you very little about how much I've done. This is the bag from the Fibre Box, which I got with her Enchanted Woodland Advent calendar last year. The reason why this is such a big bag is because there's stuffing in it. So this is, the pattern that I'm using is Sincerely Louise Otters. I was making a Crimson Weasel. And I don't like the tension I'm getting in my stitches. So I'm gonna show you, and then it's gonna get frogged. So these needle stoppers are from The Lonely Knitter. The yarn I'm using is the yarn actually that Louise suggests in her patterns, which is Shepier's River Washed and Stone Washed XL, which is an Aran weight cotton acrylic. I really like my Hotel of B shawl is done in Stone Washed, just the sport weight version, and then my Sophie's Universe, which I'll show you later, is also in Stone Washed XL, and I really love the feel of that yarn. But yeah, so a massive bag. Actually, it takes up about that much space when you take out the pattern and the stuffing. Now, I was making the Crimson Weasel, for those of you who watch Critical Role and know about Campaign 2. A Crimson Weasel is Jester, so Laura Bailey's pet. Sprinkle, yes, is a Crimson Weasel who Jester loves, and then Travis Willingham played him in their one-shot called A Familiar Problem. I met Travis Willingham. You will have seen, hopefully, the Comic-Con vlog where we met him. There's a picture up there. And I was going to make it for him, and then I started, got all the stuff, saw Sincerely Louise at Knitting and Stitching Show, and then read the fine print of the photo ops where they said you're not allowed to bring gifts. So I lost the impetus to make the weasel. So part of me is thinking I'm just going to frog it and put the pattern in my pattern library until I feel the need to make a otter or a Crimson Weasel. Because the Stonewash XL is an amazing Aran. I really like it. So I will use it I could use it for something else. Do you know what? I'm going to do that now. Empty the bag. Empty the bag! And that's one less WIP going into 2024. The bag is empty. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Right. The white hasn't even been used. I don't know what that is. That's a yarn label for another yarn. I didn't even get my bin. I'm going to harvest my stitch stoppers, my needle stoppers. It's being frogged. Right. I'll frog that later, because I'm in a frogging mood. You'll see in my podcast, you'll see the frogging mood. Right. But the needles are empty, so they can go over there to go back into my needle case. Where's my frogging pile? There's my frogging pile. Okay. Oh, that felt good. One less. One less. So we're at 4 WIPs so far. Well, it was 5. Now it's 4. Right. Next stuffy thing in my actually pretty ancient now Knit It, Hook It, Craft It, which is now Provenance Craft Co. I am not sure if she's still going. Bag with my Let's Go Make a Cup of Tea badge from Hannah of the Corner of Craft. In here is my Summer Gnome by Sarah Shearer. This is nifty. Yeah, nifty. And I literally have the body to do because the nose is done. The nose is done. 1 foot is no, 2 feet are done. 2 feet are done. And then he has arms, and I think that's it. Yeah. So I don't have a lot of him to do. I didn't actually realise it was that little. Okay, we might prioritise the gnome. This is Nifty the Gnome. This is the Imagine Landscapes knit along that went on over the summer. I have purchased the Advent Gnome. I have not gone near it because this one worried me so much because I had to... This was originally a Satsuma, for those of you who've been around for a while. It was orange. And I love the orange in the hat. I did not like the orange as a nose. So I re-knit the nose. And that, I think that kind of put me off a little bit. So, yeah. I could go back to that. Okay, so that's, what did I say? Millet Mitts and the gnome are probably the things I should prioritise because they're actually... I really want these. And I am so close to finishing this one. Okay, good to know. Right. Those are the no softy things. Now, the big project. For those of you who watched my videos when we were in France, you'll have seen that I was making my kid a doll to represent Mal from Descendants movies. And I stopped at legs and arms because I've remembered how much I hate doing fiddly things in the round. So I frogged the entire body, the entire head, and all of her purple dress that I was making. And I said to Amelia, I'm going to use these colours, but I don't want to make that anymore. What animal do you want? Because animals have longer limbs and fatter limbs, so I don't have to deal with the... Anyway, and she said, Mummy, I want a turtle. So I am using the same yarn. I am making her a Heidi Bears. Finally, I'm using my Heidi Bears patterns because I've had a lot of these in my library for a while. I'm making her the turtle, and oh my god, I love it. So the shell is purples and pinks with a green centre. Again, Corner of Craft stitch marker. But these are African flower motifs. I've done all the motifs. I'm literally just stitching them together now. So all of the purple shell motifs are done. I have no idea what that noise was. Anyway, all of the flipper and head motifs are done in various greens. And currently it is residing in... Hang on, where's my yarn? Where's my yarn? Here. Currently it's residing in 2 bags. One for all of the stuff, which is my Sokanjo Christmas cabins, winter cabins bag. That's kind of it was holding all the motifs and the joining yarn, although actually quite a lot of it now is just yarn that needs to go back into my stash. I'm using this yarn, DK yarn, so I've held 4-ply double for the motifs, and then I'm using DK as the joining yarn, because the join is you basically double the stitches on each side as you join, because it's a join as you go method, but you slip stitch in between each of the previous motifs stitches, so you are, even though you're just putting a slip stitch in, you're still like doubling. So when actually a DK will work better than doubling, because double fingering weight is usually worsted weight, whereas DK is slightly thinner. So yeah, and then I'm using Colour Lab from my Stalksha Spinners DK as my joining for my flippers. But I've got yarn in here that actually probably just needs to go back in stash. And all of this is kind of my leftover purples, just in case. And that is in a, I don't know who the bag maker is because their label is not on here, but these are my Christmas Terriers, Christmas Westies. That was kind of my drag it around, because I was making this on trains and things like that. So that is my Heidi Bears turtle. I cannot remember what the turtle is called. And then I've got my Notions pouch in here, which was a West Green Loft Yarns when she used to do hand woven fabric and then they made it into little Notions pouches. I have my More badge on there, and I have my little Drops of Wonderful. I think this is one of the originals. Come on, there we go. And then on my big bag I have my new logo. I went through a bit of a rebrand at the end of last year. So that, I'm picking it up when my wrist is not hurting from doing, because it's quite tight crochet. I'm currently experiencing some issues with my left hand, and which means I'm saving my crochet time for design work, because I've got some designs that have deadlines coming up. So I can put those needle stoppers as well. Yeah, right. What was that? That was a stuffy. Okay, let's go for house stuff, because there's only one of them. Again, you'll have seen this before. This is my stash basket thing that has, it's literally me going round and round with 4 different lengths of yarn attached to it. So hang on. So there's a grey, there's pink, there's reddy pink, and then there's my little splashes of rainbow, which I can add to now, which I'm just basically going to go round and round and round until I run out of yarn that will make the spiral work. But it is a 4-strand spiral. As you catch up to the next one, you keep, it's like a, yeah, it's a 4-strand spiral. That's what it is. So I'll carry on the basket until it gets too tall and becomes floppy. What I'll probably do is actually I'll make it too tall and then I'll fold it over to make the sides more rigid. But that is a when I feel like it and feel like working with cotton, dishcloth cotton, which is hard on my hands. Okay. Garments. I've got 2 garments on the go. I will have 3, hopefully, by the end of the weekend, hopefully. So, first one, living in my Mrs. Brown's Bags printed knitted fabric bag. I like this a lot. It's my most travelled bag because it came from Canada. Is my Mama cardigan, which I have not touched in months. And I had, I'd forgotten I'd split for the sleeves. Oh my God, I've split for the sleeves. That's probably why I stopped. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm currently, oh that's interesting. I split for the sleeves and then I stopped alternating skeins. Why did I stop alternating skeins? No, I didn't. We're okay. We're good. I didn't stop alternating skeins. There are 2 strands of yarn. This is the Mama cardigan, which has got this gorgeous honeycomb brioche on it. I am making out of Truly Hooked Blanket Club. That's the inside. It is a raglan sleeved cardigan with very little shaping on the arms, so nice for those of us who have got big arms. And I do want to have this finished. I actually want both of these finished by East Anglia Yarn Festival, which I also want the other garment that I'm starting tomorrow finished as well. So 3 garments. That'd be why. These are why. On here I've got my Sharon Stitch Foundry little alpaca badge, and then I've got my I can never remember who Troublemakers, there we go, no yarn left unsquished badge as well. I'm going to put this out on the top here because, yeah. And then in my Stitchers Tees crocheter, although you probably can't see, yes you can see that now, crocheter. It's got Vicky and the Stitchers Tees badges attached to it, and then I've also got my Bernie from, oh, I can't even remember what they're called. Come on. It says bear with me. I don't know why it's not there. And then there's my Craft-A-Lottle from Sugar and Sloth. This is my pick and mix cardie that I started at I started on the way to Stitches in the Sand, which is the EAWF Stitches sister show, which probably actually isn't happening this year. Is likely not happening this year. And this is, I'm on the yoke of my cardigan. It is, there's some short rows there which will need to be blocked out. And I'm doing the kind of bubbly stitch. I'm using Coop Knits DK in the Astroplanetae colourway, and then the contrast is the EAYF colourway from 2023, which is called This Girl Has Horns from The Lonely Knitter. I have my little rainbow D20 stitch marker on there, just because it's pretty. Oh no, and then I've got my green D20 holding my stitch. This I do definitely want to get done by EAYF. That is, Mayma is a would like to. This is a must because it's got the colourway from last year. And also it's crochet, and I'm going to be, spoiler alert, oh, I'm not allowed to, yeah, I can say, I'm going to be teaching some crochet lessons at EAYF this year. I won't tell you what. I'm also going to be doing some workshops at EAYF. I'm not going to tell you what, but I'm teaching again, which I'm very pleased about. It's lovely to go to a yarn show, but it's also lovely to work at a yarn show. So what I'm going to do is put Mayma on the floor and that one on my desk, as I want to finish these first. Right. Those are the kind of, do you know, that's not bad actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 WIPs that are WIPs. Now we're moving to blankets, which, as a lot of you know, and a lot of you also do, I call long-term projects, because there's no point stressing about a blanket, is there? No. Right, first things first. One that actually I don't know whether I'm keeping. This is another Fibre Fox bag. This is her Beauty and the Beast, one of her Beauty and the Beast ones. In here is, well, that's good. I left myself a note of how many, what hook I'm using. This is my Crochet Northeasterly, scrappy Crochet Northeasterly. Oh, I do love it. Damn. I was hoping to pick it up and go, The problem I have with this, where's my front and where's my back? Yeah, the problem I have with this blanket, oh God, it looks so good, is it's 4-ply. So it takes forever. And I have a few little odds and sods here ready to go. But I also, in here, have my less than 3 grams jar, which I've started Magic Knot Balls. The thing is, I love this stripe. I love this stripe. This stripe annoys me. So I might actually frog it while working on another blanket and just harvest the yarn as I'm stitching. Because I've got a 4-ply blanket, which I'll show you in a minute, and I don't need another one. I promised myself when I looked at how many blankets I have, and I'll probably renew that promise today, that I would no longer do 4-ply blankets. So that's going to stay out and go into a bigger bag with more yarn for the blanket that I want to start this year. Okay. Which, let's move on to the other 4-ply blanket that I have, which actually I don't have any motifs up. This is my work in progress bag, which is a little otters bag from So Yarnalicious, I think. Yes, there's a stick. There's my little otters bag. This is like the one that you put on your wrist. It's really cool. In here is Marvellous Monthly Minis Club from Helen of Giddy Yarns. in 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong, Helen. I have my little 3.5mm hook, stitch marker and some scissors, but I do not have a motif on the go. The blanket is not accessible right now. I'm gonna pause. And she's back. Right. I got the blanket out and I got the blanket bag out. Anyway, this is in a Stitch by Mrs. D patchwork bag, which is just, if you can get your hands on one of Paula's bags, do it. I also have to, except Travis is covering her up, I've got 2 of Paula's little babies as well. Well, one of them's bigger than the other. And in here is my, what I affectionately call my Giddy Yarns blanket, which is, again, long-term podcast viewers have seen this, currently her advent. Yes, this was her advent. I cannot remember what advent it was. And then it was the charity advent, or charity 12 days, which is the width of the blanket. Yes, the width of the blanket. And then below the advent, I have the Marvellous Monthly Minis Club. And I've got some to join in. Yes, I do. Where's my... Oh, there's the yarn. Which are attached. And I just have to keep going. So in the rest of this bag are the minis to join in. There's more. So that is first lot, and then that's the next lot. And I also have some yarn, which I will not be telling you about because I don't want to. And then these are all the kind of leftovers, which will go in with that. Haha. Good. Useful. Or actually, I might just keep doing this. Yeah, no, I'll keep doing this magic knot ball, and then I can add it to that. There we go. So yes, that is my, what I call my giddy granny square blanket. I love a granny square, but this is 4-ply and it is 8 rounds. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 rounds of granny, which is a lot. Weirdly, I love a granny square, but 4-ply not so fun. Although, glutton for punishment me, I am thinking about making myself a 4-ply granny, either granny hexy or granny square cardie, with my I just folded that, with my Corner of Craft yarn that I got for my advent. So that is a thing that might be happening. Ooh, that was my cable for my dummy battery. You can hear the kids in the background. Anyway, she's talking to the bird that I got her for Christmas. It's totally my fault. It talks back. It's cute as hell, but also, yeah. Okay, staying with blankets. I have my temperature blanket from 20. Let's think about this. 2022 was that one, so this is 2021. Yes, because I didn't do one in 2020. That's what it is. So this is 4th quarter of my 2021 temperature blanket. This is October. It's half trebles? Trebles. God, I don't even know. Half trebles. I don't even think there's a hook in here anymore. Oh, no, there's a pencil. God, do I even know what size this is? There's a stitch. This is a I have no idea who made this bag. Oh, Midwinter Yarns, linen bag with foxes on the inside. It's got, oh God, I've got yarn in here. I've got a yarn cutter. I have a book and a pencil. I do not have a hook. That might be fun. So I have the other 3/4 up here. Hang on, let me move Janine's. So the two first quarters are joined. They're joined. This is the second quarter, which needs ends clipping and to join. Third quarter. This is the third quarter, and then I've just got to finish the fourth quarter and join it. That's literally all I have to do. But can I remember the hook size? No. It might be in here. It's not in here. I literally have 60, 70 colours to do. That's it. And I don't have the hook size. Ah! Right, I might be going back through some old podcasts. On the front of this is a really cool like roll and clip bag. On the front of this, I've got my Sugar and Sloth narwhal? No. Sea cow. What's a sea cow? I've watched too much Sarah and Duck. Anyway, sea cow. What it says, what if you are already enough? That blanket haunts me. There is one other blanket that haunts me, but that one definitely does. Okay. One I've actually been working on is this was my first ever published pattern. I'm still going with it. This is my Radiating Squares, which is my pattern. It's Tunisian crochet. It's perfect for beginners and people who just want to dabble in, who want to find out about Tunisian crochet. It is my take on the knitted mitered square blanket. And I am still going with it. And I picked it up yesterday for D&D. And I managed to do 2 squares. And that was not even a full, because I'd started off doing my Starflake and then went, I'm not concentrating. So I did this. And I got 2 squares done. So I think on a full D&D night, I can get 3 squares done. I am currently at the point of squaring it off to make it a finished blanket. So, yeah, this could be finished. I'm trying to think how many squares I've got left to do. I've probably got maximum 20 squares I need to do. So this could be done if I do it in both my all 3 of my D&D games. 1, 2, 3, 6. I could probably do 8 squares a week. So I could probably have it done by the end of January, middle of February. By half term, this blanket could be done. If it's my D&D project. So I think that might stay at the front of the cubby so that I can pick it up for when I'm playing D&D. Although I am scribe for my Sunday night. Oh no, actually, 2 of the games are fortnightly. So yeah, let's say by the end of half term, I'd like that blanket to be finished. This is in another Sokan bag. This was a custom make, so it's got, I don't know if you can see, rainbow shimmery fabric, and then my flower crown animals on it. It's such a lovely bag and it's so hardy. I love it. Okay, rapidly losing light. There's 2 more bags. This is another Sokanjo. This is my weather bag, which again, you'll have seen this before if you've come to this channel before. My weather bag. This has my 2022 temperature blanket, which I lost impetus on in, I think, March. It was a weekly hexagon. Where's the front? That's the front, which I was joining. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I could finish it because I have all the temperature stats. I kept track of them. But also, part of me is thinking I might just finish the joins. I've got a very giant pillow form up there. and make it into a pillow like I did with my hexie there. So make it big enough for the pillow form. Hang on, let me go and get the pillow form. It's up here. So I've got this massive one, but I'm thinking, much like I did for my Charlotte and my, do you know, that might actually work really well. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is join it all together and then put it round like so. Yeah, do the kind of filler hexies up here to make it a straight line. And yeah, I think that's actually what I'm going to do with this. This is my temperature blanket. It's made out of Colour Lab by West Yorkshire Spinners. I have a bag full and then loads of spare colours up there on top of my unit. Hang on, let me show you all the gorgeous colours. Hang on, there we go. So that will make a beautiful blanket, but part of me is thinking I might do it on my Addy King, my knitting machine, and get myself a lovely rainbow blanket quickly. So that's that. Last but by no means least is my, let me put this back up, is my longest standing WIP, which was started in February of 2015. It's in a massive tote. And I don't know what to do, because I have not touched this. I even did a finish along like a year and a half ago, and it's beautiful. Like, I'm so happy with the work I've done, but I'm done, and it's a weird shape. I don't even know what shape it is. It's an octagon. Am I halfway around a row? No, I don't think I am. Oh my god, I actually finished a round. So part of me is thinking I just stop and call it done. I'm gonna spread it out on a floor and show you what it looks like right now. Oh, that's a hexagon that needs adding in. And part of me is thinking I just stop, because, so let's have a look at this. So corner, no, I'm definitely in the middle of a round. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a round. Where's the start of the round? Hang on. There. Oh, I'm so confused right now. Yes, that's the start of the round. So I'm not even half. It's an octagon now. Part of me is thinking I just leave it as an octagon. Have it as a blanket for a sofa that doesn't really matter what size it is. Because it's a decent sized lap blanket, like, come on. Hang on. Look. It very nicely drapes. Look, it goes over my whole back. It goes to the back of my knees. Oh, there you go. There we go. I can show you some of it. But yeah, I need to be done. I need to be done. So I think I'm going to put the rest of the yarn in stash. I'm going to finish this round, and then I'm going to be done. So I'm going to film a podcast straight after this. But by the next time I podcast, which should be in about 2 weeks, I want to have that as an FO. I want the gnome as an FO. I want to get rid of this blanket, or rather have put it into a blanket ready to be my next blanket. I want to have... and I want to have made some serious progress on my Pick and Mix cardie. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that is the WIP audit. So currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 unfinished blankets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 unfinished blankets. Which is fine. 5 is good. But by next time I will have 2 less, because the hexies will have been turned into a pillow. Sophie will have been done. Well, I will have stopped with Sophie. And I will look up what hook I use for my other temperature blanket. So it will mean that I will have that temperature blanket out of my Giddy Yarns blanket, which is definitely very much a pick up and make a square as I feel fit, and then my radiating squares, which should be done by February. Listen to how I'm justifying starting a new blanket. Anyway, that is my WIP audit, my WIP roundup for the end of 2023 going into 2024. You will see that I will be adding to my WIPs in my next podcast. But that is for the podcast. So for now, thank you very much for joining me. Do let me know what you think about certain things that I was umming and ahhing about, particularly Sophie, once you've seen the picture of like what she looks like on the floor without being blocked. Like looking at the picture, it's such a heavy book. So I am currently, I'm currently at part 10. The next time it's square is the end of part 15. And then part 15 is the last part, I think. Or part 18, oh god. Hang on. I don't want to get to the dragonflies. When does it square off? Let's have a look. By the end of part 13 is where it squares off. Which is this many pages. So let me move that big. To there. But I'm also kind of done. Anyway, I digress. Putting it down. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for joining me on this overextended ridiculousness. Bye!